who in the hell is Mel Kiper in a way? In my knowledge of him, he's never ever put on a jockstrap. He's never been a player. He's never been a coach. He's never been a scout. He's never been an administrator. And all of a sudden, he's an expert. He's in our papers 2 days ago telling us who we have to take. We don't have to take anybody that Mel Kiper says we have to take.
All right, so the Indianapolis Colts, when you have as many picks as they do, they can do some maneuvering. And Mel, do you think they have maneuvered well? I mean, Albert's a great player.
Yeah,
there's no question about that. But you got a problem with this move?
I think it's a typical Colt move. I mean, here's a team that needed a franchise quarterback. There were two out there. They have a chance at two. They don't take. They end up coming back into the picture to get Trent Dilfer. They take an outside linebacker, not even a true outside linebacker. Somebody has to learn coverage in Trev Alberts. They have Coriat, they have Harrod. They do have a hole that developed with the release of Dwayne Bickett. But to pass up a Trent Dilfer when all you have is Jim Harbaugh, give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft, not battling for the Super Bowl like other clubs in the National Football League.
Well, this is one time I got to agree with Mel. I just do not understand the pick. It doesn't make sense to me. Trev Albert really is not an outside linebacker. He's really played the position of a down lineman. You can't take somebody who's rushed the passer for a year or however long he has and try and put him out in space and do recognition of where the ball is going, what the block's going to look like, who's coming out of the backfield. I don't understand the pick. I think there were better opportunities for the Indianapolis Colts right at this particular spot. I do think that the possibility exists, though, that this could be a decision made based on economics. What you have to do to sign two number ones. Trev Albert may come a bit cheaper than somebody else that they might have had to have gotten, which maybe would have been a quarterback. So did economics play in this particular deal and this choice? I happen to think that that might really be the case here for Indianapolis.
So that leaves Tampa Bay on the clock, and if they want to go quarterback to Trent Dilfer for Fresno State, they certainly can. Trent is with Craig James right now. What's he thinking, Craig?
I don't know what he's thinking. Was Santa Claus waiting on him ever this exciting?
I don't know, man. This is amazing, huh? I knew it'd be exciting, but not this exciting.
Have you had a lot of conversations with Sam Weiss or the Bucs?
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times. I think they have definite interest. I'm not going to say I guarantee they're going to take me next, but with what's happened so far, I'm not going to predict anything.
So you are surprised?
Oh, very surprised. Yeah, we thought for sure it would be either Indianapolis, Washington, or L.A., and if something didn't happen at LA at 5, somebody moved to 4. But, hey, I mean, shows how much we know and how much everybody else knows.
How would you like to be with Weiss? He's a quarterback.
Oh, it'd be great. Oh, I would just be thrilled. And, I mean, that's all I can say. It'd be a great fit. And my wife and I would be ready to move off to Tampa and start our life there.
All right, go look for Santa Claus backstage.
All right,
thanks. All right, thank you, Chris.
All right, Craig and Trent. So Tampa Bay is on the clock, and some folks who know their quarterbacks say that Trent Dilfer is the most prepared quarterback coming out of college to go in the NFL they have seen. We'll see if Tampa agrees when we return.
One other question, Bill. A lot of criticism about not taking a quarterback here. Your response?
Well, you know, we got a guy up there. Who in the hell is Mel Kiper in a way? I mean, here's a guy that criticizes everybody, whoever they take. He's got the answers to who you should take and who you shouldn't take. He tells you about your team. He tells us about the Rams. He tells us about Tampa and everything else. And he's, in my knowledge of him, he's never ever put on a jockstrap. He's never been a player. He's never been a coach. He's never been a scout. He's never been an administrator. And all of a sudden, he's an expert. He's in our papers 2 days ago telling us who we have to take. We don't have to take anybody that Mel Kiper says we have to take. Mel Kiper has no more credentials to do what he's doing than my neighbor, and my neighbor's a postman, and he doesn't even have season tickets to the NFL.
You tell Bill Tobin feels strongly about Jim Harbaugh. Back to New York.
Well, that's kind of gotten the ire up here in New York. First of all, let's get the pick. Oh, by the way.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made the 6th pick in the first round, and they've selected Trent Dilfer, quarterback, Fresno State.
Well, they took their time, didn't they? But the Buccaneers have gotten their man, Trent Dilfer, from Fresno State. The big-time arm, he's ready to roll, and he is here in New York, all smiles. And there you're looking at the war room as the Buccaneers have hung up all the phone calls, and Trent Dilfer's going to Tampa Bay, which leaves the Rams on the clock, which leaves Mel Kiper. And Bill Tobin, obviously, not going out to dinner tonight.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you, I'm secure in my position. Obviously, Bill Tobin is not very secure in his position to have a response like that. I have a right to my opinion. He has a right to his. The bottom line is when Bill said Alberts was the second best defensive player in the draft, that's not a surprise. Obviously, John Theory from Alcorn State's probably not on their board. No small college player is on Bill Tobin's board. When he was with Chicago, he selected one small college player all the years he was there. Johnny Bailey from Texas A&I in the 9th round. Obviously, the Pac-10, Big Ten, ACC is all this guy looks at. To me, it's a mistake. You cannot go with Jim Harbaugh and pass up Trent Dilfer. Forget it. That's why the Colts are the laughing stock of the league year in and year out.
April 24th, 1994, a day that will live in infamy. At least according to Mel and Bill. We'll be back with the Rams in a moment.